kidney disease, there is one question you need to ask yourself. Is your gut healthy? If your gut is 100% healthy, congratulations! You are already on the fast track to a better kidney health. On the other hand, if you are having issues such as constipation, loose bowels, nausea, skin problems, or other gastrointestinal symptoms, well, that could be exactly why your kidneys are not getting better. But don't worry, there is a solution. Catherine here, I'm a doctor in natural medicine, and what I want to share with you today is a completely natural solution to one of the key aspects of kidney health: gut health.
Wait. What?
And no, the solution isn't just eating more kale, I promised. In fact, nephrologists from the Cleveland Clinic have recently started to use an holistic treatment to get some of their CKD stage 4 patients out of their clinic and out of CKD as well. Yes, there is a treatment focused on gut health that can cut your creatinine in half. I mean, imagine getting kicked out of the clinic for being too healthy. That's the goal here, isn't it? Well, this works so well because improving kidney health is all about decreasing the amount of toxins our kidneys have to filter every day. Alright, this is why recent studies are showing that any improvement in gut health can directly translate into an improvement in kidney health. Yes, one of the reasons why supplements such as acacia fiber work so well for kidney health is because they help reducing the amount of toxins that go from the gut to the kidneys. So yeah, always take acacia fiber. And this is all for today. Oh no, wait! You also want to know more about the innovative treatment to improve gut health that's being used to get stage 4 CKD patients out of CKD? Hold on to your seats then, because it's not just about eating more fiber. Actually, there are 4 ways you can achieve this result. Let's see what they are. Don't miss the number 1 in particular because, spoiler alert, for many patients, nothing else is going to work if that step is missing. Before that, number 4, let's start with the most innovative part of this treatment. If I would ask you guys what the most effective way to improve gut health is, you will probably answer something like add more foods rich in fiber, or maybe take a probiotic supplement or a fiber supplement, or all of the above. And all of those answers would be 100% right, but not quite as exciting as what I'm about to tell you. In fact, researchers have found an incredibly effective way to reduce inflammation, gastrointestinal symptoms, and consequently to improve detoxification of uremic toxins in the gut that very few people know about. I mean, I wouldn't have published this video if I didn't have something new to share with you. Yes, improving gut health is not just about dietary fiber and probiotics. There are actually some phytochemicals that have been recently tested in CKD patients in order to improve their gut and kidney health, and that are not pre or probiotics. Let's take a look at what they are and how they work. As we can read from this study published on the Journal of Integrative Medicine, there are a few supplements we should consider. First entry here is a plant compound called epigallocatechin gallate, or EGCG. This is the main antioxidant in green tea, but it's also sold as a supplement alone or in combination with other antioxidants. Actually, many of the benefits associated with green tea, such as reduced inflammation, reduced risk for heart disease, diabetes, and more, should be credited to its EGCG content. And even more interesting, This natural compound seems to improve gut health by reducing the amount of bad bacteria and by replacing them with good bacteria. So, if you are already drinking green tea regularly, pat yourself on the back. If you aren't, well, maybe consider it or consider a supplement containing EGCG. Another natural compound you should consider for gut health is curcumin. Yeah, incredibly enough, curcumin has yet another proven health benefit for kidney health. Because you probably already know that curcumin, the active compound in the superfood turmeric, can help you with inflammation, diabetes, arthritis, heart health, kidney health, proteinuria, and more. What not many people know is that curcumin appears to be especially useful in case of irritable bowel syndrome. Thanks to its incredible anti-inflammatory properties, curcumin can reduce the inflammation in the gut and, in consequence, the risk for ulcers, bleeding, and it can even improve gut permeability. But this is not the thing that surprises me the most about curcumin. What surprises me the most is that we are still finding new benefits this substance can offer in 2024. And of course, you can add curcumin to your diet either by drinking turmeric in golden milks or by taking a supplement. And when it comes to supplements for gut health, I can't avoid mentioning probiotics. So let's talk about probiotics and let's take a look at some innovative ways to get more of them. And today I also want to share with you some little known food options that have been proven effective in medical literature. And yes, by the way, the use of probiotics is strongly supported by research as a way to improve kidney function. As we can read from this review, a large number of studies is linking taking probiotic supplements to a decrease in toxins such as blood urea nitrogen, ammonia, picresyl sulfate, and more. I mean, getting more probiotics is like a cleanse, but without the green juice. And of course, this can result in improvements in kidney function. But as I was saying, this is about probiotic supplements, which I recommend, by the way. Seriously guys, as a naturopath, I'm totally fine with you taking a probiotic pill twice a day. And the good news is that you don't even have to buy specialized supplements that costs as much as a kidney. In fact, as long as you can find a probiotic supplement that has a healthy amount of several bacteria species belonging to the Lactobacillus and Bifidobacterium genera, you are going to get the job done, says science. The job here being improving detoxification and protecting the kidneys. Amazing, isn't it? And who are we to argue with science? I mean, it's like arguing with your GPS. You'll just end up lost. Now, the best part, you can use all those pennies you saved for buying something fun like fermented foods. And if you are one of those people that really want to be hardcore with the whole concept of natural, holistic approach and you want only foods instead of pills, don't worry, you've come to the right place. So, if you're ready to impress everyone with your knowledge of probiotic-rich foods, let's get started with one of less known but easier to find options. So, here's a food you don't hear about very often. The core of organic apples.
What did you say?
And no, this is not a joke. A research article published on the prestigious paper Frontiers identified the core of organic apples as one of the best possible probiotic foods for those with kidney issues. According to this paper, the average organic apple contains about 100 million beneficial probiotics. Most are, however, inside, not on the skin. Researchers also believe that while some of the beneficial probiotics inside apples are the same ones we may get from a probiotic pill, others are not found in supplements, which is important because the more diverse the gut microbiome, the better. And the way to get these precious probiotics is by eating the core and seeds of organic apples. Or you can add whole organic apples to your smoothies as well. And well, the reason why I'm recommending apple cores instead of yogurt, for example, is because of the phosphorus, of course. I mean, the phosphorus in a single cup of yogurt will cause much more toxicity in your kidneys than the cyanide in 20 apples. But it's worth noting that, well, most probiotic-rich foods actually contain some substances that you don't want in your diet. They're a bit like, that mysterious ingredient in fast food that makes it so addictive. Do you know what that ingredient is? Yeah, it's sugar. And what this means is that it's really important to find the right balance between probiotic intake and the sugar or salt most probiotic-rich foods contain. Yeah, this doesn't mean you can't eat fermented foods, just that you have to be careful and eat them in moderation. One example of this is kombucha. Kombucha is not just a trendy Instagram drink. Thanks to the generous quantity of beneficial probiotics it boasts, kombucha could actually be the best friend of your gut. However, kombucha is made by adding specific strains of bacteria, yeast, and sugar to black or green tea, then allowing it to ferment for a week or more. Yes, it's the sugar that lets the tea ferment. Think of it as giving the bacteria a little treat. And while you can make kombucha at home, using just the right amount of sugar to let the SCOBY ferment, you will still end up with a beverage containing some sugar. It's not possible to find zero sugar kombucha. But does that mean you cannot have kombucha? Well, it depends. While I wouldn't recommend kombucha to someone with diabetes, if you don't have diabetes, this could be the perfect probiotic source for you. Just remember that you need to find unpasteurized kombucha and that you don't need a ton of it to get the benefits. Now, if you instead have diabetes, well, let's consider raw apple cider vinegar. ACV is amazing, and not just because just adding a few teaspoons to your meals, you can avoid glucose spikes by improving insulin sensitivity. Also because it's a fermented food and it's almost as rich in probiotics as yogurt. I mean, it's like a tiny miracle in a bottle. Yes, actually the mother, the cloudy stringy substance in the vinegar, consists mostly of enzymes and friendly bacteria. And while the primary bacteria in ACV is Acidobacter, you will also be able to find some bacteria of the Lactobacillus species in it, which is just one more reason to add ACV to your meals if you ask me. Now, this very appetizing preparation you see here is called kimchi, and it's a fermented food from Korea. And kimchi boasts an extensive array of proven benefits. It may be especially effective when it comes to lowering cholesterol and reducing insulin resistance. And obviously, being made from fermented cabbage, its main benefit is the unique probiotic profile. Talking about a superfood, kimchi contains even more probiotics gram per gram than yogurt, and the main species here is Lactobacillus plantarum, which is amazing for kidney health, as we have seen. But keep in mind that the main way this food is preserved is by adding salt, alright? In fact, pasteurized kimchi is not going to have live probiotics, which means that moderation is key if you want to add kimchi to your diet. Okay guys, I know that adding these foods to your diet may not be the easiest task, but keep in mind that for some patients, restoring gut health is all that it takes to cut creatinine in half. However, adopting a gut-friendly diet rich in fiber, whole foods, and fermented foods like kombucha and kimchi is not the only step you can take to achieve a better gut health. There are actually some easy tips I want to share with you. First of all, hydration. Drink plenty of water to support digestion and overall gut health. Remember that dehydration can significantly disrupt the digestive process. Dehydration doesn't just cause constipation, it can also make it harder for the gut to break down and absorb nutrients. Basically, it turns your gut into a grumpy roommate. Now, another little known cause of gut health issues is lack of sleep. It's a common myth that people can learn to get by on little sleep with no negative effects. Truth is, lack of sleep is linked to a long list of health problems including heart disease, stroke, kidney disease, high blood pressure, diabetes, and more. If this isn't enough to make you lose some sleep, studies are also linking sleeping to little to gut health issues. I mean, this whole situation is just like a bad chain reaction, and inflammation caused by lack of sleep seems to be the reason why that happens. And other sources are also citing decreased melatonin production, the sleep hormone, as a cause of GERD, gastroesophageal reflux disease. And maybe the main way in which lack of sleep causes gut issues is by causing stress. Stress is another well-known cause of gut issues and of other million issues as well. Stress is basically the overachiever of causing problems, and it's obvious that getting rid of all the causes of stress in our lives is often impossible. But in my experience, there are stress reduction techniques that can help. Many people are getting tangible results with meditation and sleep breathing techniques when it comes to reducing stress. And of course, one of the best ways to reduce stress is finding an escape valve, which for many people is regular exercise. Look guys, if you have been following me here for any amount of time at all, you probably already know that regular exercise can really help. It really makes a difference. Plus, it's a great excuse to buy cute workout clothes. And of course, it will make you sleep better, and for many people, it will work as an escape valve for all that pent-up stress. Okay guys, exercising is a pretty obvious tip, but the next one is not. If you care about your gut and kidney health, avoid antibiotics as much as possible. Antibiotics must only be used by CKD patients when absolutely necessary. They don't just damage the kidneys. They can also disrupt the gut microbiome. Now, this is a more serious problem than most people realize. These days, I see doctors giving out broad-spectrum antibiotics to patients like they were candy, even for a common cold, and most people I know stockpile antibiotics just in case. Sometimes it feels like everyone is trying to cause a bacterial apocalypse of super germs. But antibiotics overuse is not just what creates antibiotic resistance in bacteria. It also causes serious damage to your gut. Yeah, trust me when I say that your gut doesn't appreciate these uninvited guests. Keep in mind that antibiotics don't really know if what they are destroying are bad bacteria, healthy probiotics in your gut, or even the cells in your kidneys. Okay, last tip. This is extremely important. Focus on prebiotics. Incorporating prebiotic foods such as garlic, onions, asparagus, oats, barley, flaxseed, apples, bananas, and more is a great way to nourish good gut bacteria. Just like psyllium husk and acacia fiber supplements, these foods are rich in a type of fiber that those good bacteria really need. And fiber is your best friend when it comes to gut health. Keep in mind that only about 10% of the American population eats enough fiber. And for people with kidney disease, eating enough fiber every day may be even harder. In fact, some patients are still being told to limit potassium and oxalate, which are present in the vast majority of fiber-rich foods. And that's like being told to run a marathon with your shoelaces tied together. Don't do that. Make sure you are getting enough fiber every day. Okay guys, let's take a look at our number one now. This is one of the most important things your naturopath can do for you when it comes to your gut health. Step number one, identifying and addressing food intolerances. Okay, this is very important. If you have any food intolerance you don't know about, you are never going to be able to improve your gut health, and your kidney health will be at risk as well. But what are food intolerances? Very simply put, a food intolerance is caused by your body not being able to digest a certain food. This may cause certain symptoms including stomach pain, bloating, gas, diarrhea, but even rashes, hives, and more. And the symptoms will happen after eating the food. The most common food intolerance is lactose intolerance. Other common foods that cause intolerances include gluten, caffeine, amines, FODMAPs, and more. Now, testing for intolerances is something most doctors don't really consider necessary. On the other hand, naturopaths are trained to look at certain gastrointestinal symptoms and to pinpoint them to certain food intolerances. And in my personal experience, people with CKD tend to be more subject to food intolerances than the general population. Now guys, this doesn't mean you should start some crazy elimination diet right now. In fact, you should know that most people do not have food intolerances. I mean, apart from lactose intolerance, and you should not be drinking milk anyway. So don't overthink this unless you are doing everything you can to restore your gut health and nothing seems to work. In that case, consider doing some tests. One thing I always recommend in case of suspect food intolerance is keeping a detailed personal health journal. Is the symptom appearing only after eating a certain food? Is the symptom going away when the food is removed? Obviously, this can only be verified by writing down everything we eat, which is something I always recommend in any case. And guys, if you want me to go more in depth about this topic, leave a comment and let me know. Or if you want to know more about what foods can really help people with kidney disease, watch my video up here, and this is all for today. Thank you for watching. God bless you all. Bye!